Hello everyone, welcome back to Shred Guitar in the 80s. Today's going to be a fun day. We're going to look at some neoclassical style lines and arpeggios over kind of a neoclassical style chord progression I came up with. I've been grooving on a lot of old Deep Purple, the Mark III stuff with David Coverdale, stuff like Burn, and the stuff with Dio, Ritchie Blackmore's Rainbow with Dio, all that really cool Rainbow Rising, Long Live Rock and Roll, all that stuff. And what's really cool is that Ritchie always did these really cool interludes in a lot of the songs before the solos, stuff like Burn, Kill the King, all these really cool little interludes where the keyboard kind of doubled them that were very classical, that I'm a big fan of. And I remember being a young player and just hearing it and loving it so much. And then when I heard Yngwie come out in Alcatraz, I was just blown away when I heard Jet to Jet, songs like Jet to Jet or Too Young to Die, Too Drunk to Live. They had these really cool classical interludes, and a lot of times it was done over an up-tempo groove that's definitely influenced by Ritchie. And they kind of took it and just went a different direction and applied all that speed and finesse to it. It was really amazing. So I thought it'd be fun today to kind of look at a chord progression and build some lines on top. I've been grooving on a lot of Yngwie, some newer Yngwie. This is the album World on Fire. And Joe Stump also. This really cool anthology from the Leviathan Records years. So I'll talk about those after I show you some arpeggios and runs. So let's get started. So the chord progression I came up with today goes A minor to E7, E7 with a B in the bass, back to A minor, to F major, back to the E7 with the B in the bass, back to E7, back to A minor. We can do a little turnaround to E7 back to A minor if you'd like. And I'm doing kind of a double bass or up-tempo kind of thing like Yngwie would do, or Blackmore. It's a lot of fun to play. And you can also do that as a kind of a swing thing where you play on 2 and 4 like this. I really like the sound of that chord progression a lot, and it sounds great with some Yngwie 3-string arpeggio shapes, so let's give it a try. Over the A minor, I'm going to play this. I just play the standard A minor shape at the 8th position. I pull off 12 to 8 with an upstroke, play up on 10 on the 2nd, down a 9 the 3rd, and just sweep back or some economy picking back, and start over. And I play that 4 times like this. Then over the E7, I'm going to play this diminished shape. It's a B diminished shape, and it goes like this: 13 pull off the 10 on the 1st, 12 on the 2nd, 10 on the 3rd, and sweep back. And I do that 4 times. Then I just move that shape down to the 7th fret, and it's G sharp diminished. Then I go back to the A minor. Then I'm going to play an F major shape at the 5th position, which is pull off 8 to 5, play 6 on the second, then down on 5 on the third, and I do that 4 times. Then I'm going to jump back up and play the G sharp diminished at the 7th position. Then I jump down and play E major at the 4th position, using the same shape as I did for the F major. And then I do a little turnaround where I play A minor, which is 8 on the first string, pull up to 5, play 5 on the second, 5 on the third, like this. Then I go back to the E major, and with 5 on the second. So the whole thing sounds like this, slow. One thing that I do there is every time I switch to a new arpeggio, I switch with my little finger, and I kind of got that from Yngwie, and it works great. It makes them easier to switch with. And that really makes it a lot easier to switch, and I like the sound of it also, and Yngwie does that a lot. That's where I got that from. In fact, all this I got from Yngwie. And I'll never forget the first time I heard Yngwie playing these arpeggios. It was just mind-blowing. I heard him on the Alcatraz album. And then when they released their live album, Live Sentence, in the song Karina Kori, in the solo, towards the end of the solo, he played really big, kind of sweet arpeggios. And I remember just thinking, what is that? And it blew my mind. You can also just take the Yngwie lick and a variation of it and just outline the chords with the lick, and it sounds really nice. I've been showing this lick a lot on my channel lately, but I just can't milk it too much. I love this lick, and I love the sound of it. So let's give it a listen. And here's what I'm doing there. I'm just taking the Yngwie lick and a variation. So I'm going 17, 13, 15, 17, 15, 13 to 15, 13, 15, 17, 15, 13, and moving that through the A harmonic minor scale. It sounds like this, slow. I do it at the 13th position, then I jump up and do it at the 15th position, then at the 12th position, back to the 13th position, down to the 10th position, back to the 12th position, jump down to the 9th position, and then I do a little turnaround where I'll go the Yngwie lick once at the 10th position, then I'll go 12, 10, 9, kind of shifting my first finger, then I'll play it in that position again, those notes, and on 10. As I mentioned, I've been practicing along to my CDs and albums and listening to a lot of neoclassical stuff, kind of having fun going back and playing a lot of neoclassical stuff. I've been really enjoying this Joe Stump anthology, which is an anthology of the 90s Leviathan Records albums that he put out. Leviathan Records was a really cool, and still is, a really cool record label that David T. Chastain started. It has all the amazing CJSS and David T. Chastain albums available on there. And he also signed Joe Stump, and he put out some great albums. Night of the Living Shred, Rapid Fire Rondo, Supersonic Shred Machine. Just amazing shred albums. And the cool thing about Joe is that he's very influenced by Ritchie Blackmore and Yngwie and Uli John Roth and Michael Schenker. So if you're a fan of that kind of guitar playing, Gary Moore, you know, Joe does it great. And he says he's not reinventing the wheel, but what he does is amazing. You know, Joe's just a great player, and I really love listening to him a lot. And he really does what he does excellent. He's a great songwriter. He really writes great riffs and really memorable melodies, has a great tone. I always enjoy his material very much. In fact, he has a new solo album coming out, and I'm really looking forward to hearing it. He also plays in Alcatraz. They put out an album last summer that was just great. And Joe's a great teacher, too. He's put out 2 great instructional books. So, Joe Stump, I've been grooving on this good stuff, man. I've also been listening to Yngwie and this really cool release, World on Fire, from a few years back. I really love this album. It's really neoclassical. Yngwie is full-bore neoclassical on this. He's got a great tone, some really memorable soloing, a lot of instrumentals, and I like the vocal tunes too. Yngwie gets a lot of flack nowadays for his singing, but on this album, his vocals sound great, and I really like the songs he sings on, like World on Fire. Just a great song. You know, Yngwie's playing great even to this day, and he has a new album coming out. I'm really looking forward to hearing it. This album is just, to me, it's just a fun album to play along to. It's not super long. And a lot of people kind of give the new Yngwie a hard time, like I said, but I really dig it. I like it better than the one he did before this, Spellbound. And I also like it better than the blues one he did after, which is, they're both great, fun albums also. But I really like this one, the one sandwiched in between those two. And I guess his new album, he said, is going to be very neoclassical, so I'm really excited to hear it. But if you haven't heard any of the new Yngwie, I really recommend checking out World on Fire. And there's a lot of great live videos from this tour also. So that's just a couple things I've been grooving on, and I hope you guys have fun with this neoclassical thing. It's kind of fun, and I love neoclassical music. And I'm going to be covering other styles in the future, not just a neoclassical, just, you know, whatever. I kind of go with what I'm feeling at the time, kind of what I'm into, and that can change all the time. But neoclassical metal from the 80s is one of my favorite genres, so I'll definitely be covering more of that. So if you like it, please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and if you have, thank you. I really appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out with me. Until next time, have fun picking.